Moola mantra or Moola slogam in this or these sessions. What we will follow is the first verse of, we call it as Benedictory verse, Moola slogam. You all remember the Moola slogam of Tatwabodha? Last week we covered it. Let us stand together. So this is the practice that we all follow when we follow a textbook. It's very important to give the oblations to the Guru Parampara and the Shastra. We call it Moola Sloga or Mahatmya Sloga. Or in English we call it as Benedictory verse. Let us chant the Moola Sloga. Vasudevendra Yogindram Vasudevendra Yogindram Natva Jnana Pradam Gurum Mumukshunam Hidarthaya Tatwabodho Bhidiyade Vasudevendra Yogindram. So here, as I mentioned last time, Bhagavan Krishna asked the Yogindra, the abode of Yoga Charya, the one who is or the one who can be represented as the abode of Yoga Charya. That is why Bhagavan is called as Yogeshwara Krishna. So Bhagavan Vasudevendra Yogindra. And that Bhagavan who is the Lord of Yoga, Natva Jnana Pradam Gurum. In front of us, he is the Guru. Bhagavan Krishna is the Guru. Vasudeva Putra, who is the Yogindra. And in front of us, he is the Natva Jnana Pradam Guru, the one who gives the knowledge and in the form of a Guru. And this knowledge is for whom? Mumukshunam Hidarthaya. Mumukshu. Who is a Mumukshu here? We all are Mumukshus. The one who is eager to know the reality, the eager to know the truth. There is only one truth, our own existence. To know that, the one who is interested to know the real purpose of life is called a Mumukshu. Mumukshunam Hidarthaya. Hidam. Hidam meaning what? What is the meaning of Hidam? Or in English, how can you say Hidam? Huh? Hidam meaning what?
Benefit.
Benefit. So here, the problem with English language is we cannot say that. Benefit meaning beneficiary can be anybody. Correct? So even somebody who is hacking your internet banking and directing the money to an account is also a beneficiary. In banking term, we call it beneficiary, right? So here, Mumukshunam Hidarthaya. Hidam meaning it is the good for a person as well as the system. It is not Ishtam or Priyam. Hidam is something beyond. We don't have a proper English word for Hidam. But the one who is matured enough and is urging to have the so-called goal of self-realization is a Mumukshu. Right? That is why it's Hidam. That is why even Vedantic knowledge, it should not be just communicated to everyone. And only few will understand this. So you need to talk to the right audience. And the Mumukshu should be a right person with right attributes to learn and know this Atma Tattva. Very, very profound. Mumukshunam hidartaya Tatwabodho vidiyade. So, for the interest of a mumukshu, to show the right direction to a mumukshu, Vasudeva Krishnan, who is the Yogeshwaran, helping the mumukshu to achieve the goal called as self-realization. And that knowledge is appearing in front of us as the form of Tatwabodha. Clear? So this is the invocation song or the invocation chanting, or called as the Benedictory verse.
What is
Tattvam. Okay. What is Tattvam? What is Bodha? So these are the two words in Tatwabodha. Right? Tatwabodha can be decomposed into Tattvam and Bodha. In the last verse we discussed this. In the last session we discussed this. Tattvam. Tattvam is what? What is Tattvam? Tattvam. Yeah, maybe you can say principle. Yeah, anybody from online. Knowledge. Tattvam. Tattvam is philosophy. Thatness. So different answers you are getting. So ultimately, Tattvam is called as reality. Reality or truth. Knowledge is, Bodham is what? Bodham is knowledge. Knowledge of the reality. Knowledge of the reality. What we are talking here, knowledge of the reality meaning what? Knowledge of your own self. Knowledge about your own existence. Meaning what? Knowledge about your own existence meaning when you go inward, who are you? What is your true nature? Are you this so-called body? Are you, or if you go back 25 years, you must be having a passport size photograph, right? You can go to the album and see. Probably those who are closer to us will only be able to identify, this is Hari's photo 25 years back. Even if we ask our children, they will not be able to tell, oh, I didn't know that you are this. Is that the body then? 25 years, or let's take our time of birth. Can anyone identify that body now? We all have changed. What we witness is only the change. But there is something which is changeless. And you are that witness. Witnessing the changes that are happening. Including the changes in the body, changes in your mind, changes in your mental capability, changes in your skills, changes in your relationship, changes in everything that you are possessing or you are seeing. Vedanta says that you are that. You cannot be anything else. So that is the truth, that is the reality. And knowledge about that reality, that is what we are learning. And this is the fundamental text of learning, the fundamental text for learning any Vedanta Grantha. Is it clear? Okay. So, Tatwabodham is Tattvam and Bodham. Tattvam is reality or truth. Bodham is the knowledge. So, when we combine both, the knowledge about the reality or the truth. Ultimately, when you simplify it, it is called as self-knowledge. So that is our highest goal. This was discussed in the last session. What is our true goal in life? Is it something like getting something from the world? If it is like that, every now and then your aspirations are changing. See, I have seen people saying, I want to become a crorepati at the age of 40 and then I will retire. You might have heard, right? Even people who get the lottery, right? I will retire if I get a lot. It recently, maybe in Kerala, last week, we both were there in, not last week, last month, we were there in one Ayyappa Satram in Rani. And I happened to hear that one person got the bumper in Kerala. It's quite familiar, famous, the lottery sales. So one person got some 10 crore, it seems. And before getting lottery, he was saying, yeah, once I get that, I will retire. I will give this money to good reasons, and So there was some interview recently with that person. Okay, after getting lottery, what next? Yeah, I want to invest this money into shares and things like that. I want to grow the money. The person who said I will take retirement, right? I am not joking. This is a real story. I know the person also. Meaning what? There is no end. Let's go back to our childhood days. 10th standard, passing a 10th standard is very important. Getting good marks, getting rank or whatever is it. But after that it got changed. +2, engineering, MBA, whatever is it. Say, now if you ask what is your goal in life, you may say that I want to become a CEO of a company. Right? After you become CEO, then what will you say? No, I want to become a big investor like Warren Buffett. Right? Or something like that. See, our ambitions are changing. So there is no specific goal in our life. The specific goal, if you see, summarize it, you can say that I want to be happy. That is why we are trying to do multiple things in life. I want to be happy. I don't want to have miseries in my life. Dukkha nivarti. I don't want any dukkham to happen. Others no problem, but I should not have any dukkha. Isn't it so? Atyantika dukkha nivarti. That is what we are trying. We are securing. Right? Is my job safe? Right? Whether during recession something will happen. So am I safe? I don't care about company also. So Paramananda Prapti, this is what we all need. That is why we are trying to do different things in life. Even Satsangam also. Sometimes we feel that, yeah, I need to have some peace in life. Some objective is there for all of us. So now, knowledge, as we are in the first slogam, the knowledge is given by the Guru. Who is the Guru? Bhagavan Krishna. Light is given to remove the darkness, remove the ignorance. Where is the ignorance? The ignorance is in our mind. What is the ignorance? The so-called as misidentifications. And I assume that I am this, I am this, I am this. I am a limited being. I am suffering. People are playing games at me. Right? I am the one who is the only suffering creature in this world. And I am also helpless. What can I do? So we have created certain avaranams or identities around us. So-called mind has created the ajnanam. So ajnanam is in the mind, ignorance is in the mind, darkness is in that mind. So what we need to do? How you remove darkness? Tell me. If you have a closed room and where there is no sunshine going, no light going, what will you do? Open the doors, right? Isn't it so? So when the moment you open, what happens? The light will enter. Similarly, the ignorance of the mind can be overcome by what? Knowledge, light, so called as the light or knowledge. And will it take that much of time? For example, the room is closed. And to remove the darkness, what you need to do? You need to open it, right? And will it take more time for the darkness to go when you open the windows or doors? It is takshanam. Then and there. Ihaiva ihaiva. So this grandham is basically to give the spark to get rid of the ignorance from our mind and bring the knowledge, the light the luminance. And that is the highest goal in our life. Let me come back to the point. Highest goal in life is to know ourselves. Swadharmam is what? Knowing about yourself. Then you may ask, last week we mentioned this. Are you able to hear? Because this is from the mobile hotspot.
Yes, sir. You can hear.
All right, good. So one of you asked me these 5 points. Again, my nature is, even if one of you are not coming for a class, next class I will do a recap. Similarly, let me do that. So why are we learning the Tatwabodha? Let me ask this question. Those who came last week, probably you will be able to say those 5 points. But otherwise also, from a practical point of view, maybe whoever is coming first time this week, why are we trying to know about yourself? What benefit you will get? Because in this world, everyone thinks about transactions and advantages. What benefit I will get? And that too on a Sunday afternoon, 3 o'clock, and it is too, horrible. This is the best time to sleep, right? And especially on a Sunday afternoon, you are doing an injustice. Why are we here? What is that benefit? Obviously, we all have certain ideas, correct? So, what are we trying to achieve? Self-realization. So, what will you get when you say when you realize yourself? What are the advantages? What are the benefits that you will get when you know about yourself? How it changes your life?
Peace of mind.
Okay, peace of mind. Happiness and contentment in life. Yes. Manage ourselves, manage situations in a better way. Exactly. Yeah. Absolutely. So knowing about yourself that is the goal, but the intangible, or I would say tangible benefits. The first one is basically build a balance, because our structure is like we operate in this world. We use a mind and we are always doing transactions in the world. And when you do the transactions, what is happening? You are having extroversion. Behurmugattu. Correct. Behurmugattu or extroversion. Otherwise we cannot do transaction. You are coming to me and I am closing my eyes and I am saying Andarmukhan. I am not talking. How can I sell? You are asking me a biscuit. You are coming to my shop. Hypothetically. Okay. So you ask me, how can I do a transaction if I don't talk? I need to interact. Yeah, you will ask, what is this? Is this a biscuit? How much it costs? 10 rupees. So I have to give. Then you give the money. Right? If I have to give a change, I have to do that. I have to pack it. You may say thanks and I have to say welcome. This much of, extroversion I have to have. Otherwise, I cannot do any transactions in life. And not only this transaction, whenever you do the transactions, what happens is basically the stains from transactions, so called as the kalanga, karma malinyam. What are the karma malinyam that will happen? Ragam, dvesham, kartrutvam, bhoktrutvam. Let us take this example. You are asking a biscuit. I am a shopkeeper. Right? And I am the owner. You are coming to my shop. Okay. So I can have the ego that I am a shopkeeper. And you are coming, you are the one who wants biscuit. And I may feel that I am giving a biscuit, maybe with some arrogance or pride. It can happen like that. Or if you are not paying money, then the real arrogance will come. Correct. Or you are coming for a 10 rupee biscuit with a 500 rupee note. Maybe now it is not a big problem because we have the GPay, Google Pay, all those pays are there. But before COVID, right, assume that. So my ego, you will see my ego. Your ego will get hurt sometimes if I am not humble. So ragam will come, dvesham will come, right? Maybe ragam will come because I am selling a biscuit. Yeah, I have. So if I sell in volumes, definitely, yeah, today is a good day. Ragam, dvesham, if it doesn't go in my way, or if you are not giving proper change, arrogant guy, 500 rupees is coming and asking for a 10 rupee biscuit. Desham, enjoyship also maybe, okay. Or maybe I can say that, you take one more biscuit, I don't have change. So I am enjoying that, I am clever, I am able to sell one more biscuit or some other thing. And doership also, this is my shop, I sell only good biscuits. If you want, you buy. Just hypothetically, any sort of, mental emotions can happen. Is it practically able to digest? When you do a transaction, tell me, what are the kalankams that you will get? These are the, right? Either you feel that I am enjoying, or I am doing, through me it is getting done. I am the agent here. Or maybe take an example, when you are in office, you have done something. It has happened due to me because I am great. I have the capability. Doer, enjoyer, you guys are enjoying due to me, or maybe I am the one who enabled it. I also enjoy. Attachment, aversion, these all are regular, right? In all our transactional deeds, this is the karma malinyam that comes. So, that is at the one side. You need to balance it. How to balance it? Balancing happens when you go inward. For going inward, you should know who are you. Yourself should be known. If you know the self, you can balance it. Because one side you have a transactional plane, other side is the inner plane. So you need to balance it. That is the first advantage. That is the first benefit. Build a balance between your outgoing tendency to the inward dependency. This is the first and foremost benefit. Second benefit is freedom from the dependence on the world. Because you depend on the world for your joy, your outcomes or outputs of your actions. And when you know yourself, and when you know that you are the source of that happiness, you are the permanent joy, you don't need to depend on the outcomes. You don't need to depend on the external world. Otherwise also you are happy. One of you said contentment in life. Let me ask a simple question. Do you feel or do you think that you need to derive happiness from the outcomes that you create out of your actions? Do you really need to be happy, or do you really need to gain happiness out of the outcomes that you create out of the results? You should not. You cannot also. That is the answer. Because the results are also changing. It is also objective. Same thing, the lottery example, 10 crore. Instantaneous gratification happens, but the next moment you will not be happy. So what we need to have practically in life is basically, without those outcomes you should be happy. You should have the inner joy. So freedom from the dependencies, this is the biggest advantage. I am not depending on the world for me to be happy. Otherwise also I am happy. It's not a philosophy. This is the practical way of living life. Third is what? Self-confidence out of self-knowledge. This is the rich wealth one will get. Self-confidence out of the self-knowledge. Maybe if you go back to Upanishads, Shrunvantu Vishwe Amrutasya Putra. You are the one who is having enormous wealth. Shruti, all, if you see any of our scriptures, every scripture says you are Tattvamasi, you are that. One of you already said that. Tat is basically what? Tatwabodha. Tat is that. You are that. There is no difference between you and that Lord, you and that big power, you and that divine power. You are that. You are potentially divine. So when you are equipped with this knowledge, you obviously you will get the self-confidence. Self-confidence backed up by self-knowledge. It is not a philosophy. It's not a fad. Self-confidence coming out of knowledge. Knowledge about your powers. Knowledge about your inherent wealth. So first one is building a balance between your outgoing tendencies and the inward strength, inward dependency. Second is the freedom from the external world, freedom from the dependence on the world. Third is the self-confidence out of self-knowledge that you gain. And fourth is the cushion to absorb the adversities in life. Cushion to absorb the adversities in life. See, that is what Bhagavan Krishna said to Arjuna in the second chapter. Matra sparshastu kaundeya shidoshna sukha dukkhata. Agama paino anitya tam tidikshusva bharata. Hey Bharata, hey Arjuna, these all are temporary endeavors coming into your life, and it is just coming and it will go because it cannot be permanent. That is how you have to absorb the adversity. You are beyond this. You are beyond the kind of, incidents happening in your life. You just need to observe because this is coming and it will go. See the profound knowledge that we are getting from the scriptures. This is the cushion we all have to absorb the adversities in life. Let me bring a little bit of interesting topic here. These days, in the modern world, people talk about IQ, EQ, all those things. You all know these terms, right? Let me reverse my role here. Let me ask everyone to talk. So what are those EQs or the quotients you all hear regularly in these days? You all can turn on a video because I am looking at all of you in between. Though the audience, they are not able to see you, but I am looking at you because that's why in between I am looking at my monitor. What are these cues?
Intellectual quotient.
Intellectual quotient.
Emotional quotient.
Emotional quotient.
Drive quotient.
Spiritual quotient. Then
some people talk about drive quotient.
Drive quotient. Yeah, absolutely. Drive quotient.
Then
money quotient. There is a saying in Malayalam, "Panam illangi penam," right? If there is no money, that's it. So what else?
Then of course spiritual quotient.
Not then, of course. First is spiritual quotient.
First
Right.
is,
So now the sad part of our affair is we all get the IQ part from the schools because schools are equipping the children. Right. We all have learned IQ, how to be competitive in this world. Right. Have you studied how to be collaborative in the world? No. Mostly competitive. Right. You should be the first rank. Or you should be the top. Even I also say to my children, you should come in the top 3. No doubt. Everyone talks about competition. You have to be number 1. Our Prime Minister also says India should be the number 1 in the next 20 years or 30 years. There is nothing wrong in that. The IQ part we are getting. And again, oh my God, this chat GPT and all, you should all should be careful now onwards. Because, the way the chat GPT makes stories, poems, etc. and all, so now I think you all should do punya karma in life. Otherwise chat GPT will say, Hari is bad, Hari, I saw him there, or I saw him in overspeeding. Maybe chat GPT will come to know that soon. So you all should be very careful. I hope you all know the chat GPT. Chat GPT is that AI agent, no? You ask anything in this world. See, previously, when Google came, the joke was like, you ask Google anything and Google will be able to tell everything except your father and mother. Okay, so Google will not be knowing about your birth and all those things. Now chat GPT will tell everything. I'm not joking. Right, so IQ, we have avenues to learn. But emotional quotient, that is where building a balance, the first point, please reflect on the point. First point is what? Building a balance between your outgoing tendencies and the inward strength. That is called as EQ, emotional quotient. And we said cushion to absorb the adversities in life. These days it's called as adversity quotient, AQ. And physical quotient, I don't need to tell. Daily you need to eat good food, do exercise, right? Don't allow the body to have this diabetic and all those things, right? You all know that we don't need to have any spiritual classes to ensure that you need to do exercise, etc. You need to groom, right? You need to take bath and all. We don't need Upanishad. We all know that. Taking care of the body. So PQ is there. And one more thing. Though we say you are not the body, mind, etc. But you have to take care of the body. Because with this body only you can have the realization. You need to take care of the body. And body is not something, it's not a resource. Body is not a resource. Body is a gift. Body is an asset. Mind you. But don't get stuck at the body level. Because you are not the mere body. That is what we are saying. When you say you are not the body, when you say mano buddhi hangara chitta ninaham najasrotra jikve, doesn't mean that you have to negate. No. Negation is fine, but don't get misidentified with the body. Please take it in the right sense. So you have to take care of the body because body is an asset. Body is a gift. Body is not a resource. Because if you start, giving a wrong treatment, body will also give a wrong experience. When I say wrong treatment and all, good lifestyle, etc. Whatever is possible in our capacity. Rest, we don't ask for the prarabdha. Anything can happen. So PQ, MQ. MQ is the first one. Build a balance. MQ or EQ is that. Build a balance is that mental quotient. Emotional quotient. And I also add another dimension of a quotient here, so called as the social quotient. I mentioned about poised mind to develop a healthy relationship. This is the fifth point I said. Fourth point is what? Cushion to absorb the adversities, so called as the adversity quotient. And the fifth benefit is a poised mind to develop healthy relationships around you. So that is called as the social quotient. And now it is clear what is the substratum of all these quotients. It is the spiritual quotient. It is not the other way around. You also should have a spiritual quotient. No. You have to have spiritual quotient and all other quotients will fall when you have the spiritual quotient. It should be like that. And in our Puranas or in our Granthas, these were mentioned in the form of bhakti. If you see in Srimad Bhagavatam, Prahladan says, Kaumara ajaret prajnaha dharman bhagavadaniha. This has to happen from the Kaumaram. Kaumara ajaret prajnaha dharman bhagavadaniha. Bhagavada dharmam should happen. The karma yogam should happen from the childhood days. So SQ is the base. And where are we now? If you see the modern generation. So that is where our scriptures and the Guru Parampara helps. For what? Knowing yourself. If you know that, all other quotients will come in place. You will get all the benefits. You can integrate both aspects. What are those aspects? Shreyas and prayas. Bhagavan in 7th chapter says, what is that? Shreyas, Sri Bhagavad Gita. I will take care of your prayers if you are already there in the Shreyo Margam. You all learn Bhagavad Gita, one parts. Ananyas chindayando mam ye jana paryupasade tesham nityabhyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyam. You have a consistent thought in me. You consistently connect with me. You consistently know your true nature by surrendering to me. I will take care of your prayers and shreyas. Clear? So, the important aspect in our life is to know yourself, know ourselves. As per Ramana Bhagavan, Bhagavan says, Tan are. Who are you? No. And now our scriptures are coming in the form of, you might have seen in the information center, some people will be sitting and what will they ask when I am saying that this is an information center? May I help you? So the scriptures are saying, may I help you to realize that. Tatwabodha is coming in front of us and saying that, may I help you, Hari? May I help you all? So, help can be taken from scriptures. That is where, Vasudevendra Yogindram Natva Jnana Pradam Gurum Mumukshunam Hidartaya Tatwabodho Bhidiyade. So, Vasudevan, in the form of Tatwabodham, is trying to do the same work. May I help you? For what? To realize. And now I think it is clear, whoever there in online and offline also, we all are mumukshu. And we all say in English that you give things to people who are deserved. Isn't it? So, are you all deserved mumukshu? Including me. Adhikari is the mumukshu. Who is a mumukshu? The one who is desiring to know about the true self. One who is interested to have the inner freedom. Free from the limitations of everything. Free from the sorrows of the life. The one who wants to utilize the potential in life. One who doesn't want to become a samsari, the problems of the world, the bondages, the sufferings of the world. So such a person is a mumukshu, and that person is the adhikari, because we have 4 terms in this, in any context, in any book. Adhikari is a mumukshu, we all are mumukshu. Then Vishayam, what is Vishayam? Vishayam is what? Tatwabodham, knowledge of reality. And third is Prayojana. Prayojana meaning what is the benefit? What is the benefit here? Those 5 benefits I mentioned. The real benefit is Atma Labham. Atma Labham. Self-confidence. Out of self-knowledge. And last, Tatwabodham. And what is the Sambandham? Sambandham meaning what? The relation of the text to the purpose. So this text provides the knowledge. Through Bhagavan Krishna, this text provides the knowledge to all of us. Adhikari, Vishayam, Prayojanam, Sambandham. I hope it is clear. Those who missed last session, those who are here today, I think I have done a good justice to cover the last session also. With that, we will start. I think we can take half an hour and try to see the very, very beautiful part of the text. Very, very strong, very important. I hope you all have the textbook. No, or yes? Please buy one, because you can get this book in Kannada, Tamil, English, Sanskritam, Malayalam. Otherwise, I will send you the PDF. The first verse. So can one of you chant the Benedictory verse one more time? Let me see whether we all can chant properly. Maybe the offline one of you chant the first one. Vasudevendra Yogindra.
Vasudevendra Yogindram Tatwabodha Gurum Mumukshunam Hidathaya Tatwabodho Vidiyate
Mumukshunam Hidarthaya Tatwabodho Vasudevendra Yogindram Natva Jnanapradam Gurum Mumukshunam Hidarthaya Tatwabodho Bhidiyade. Next. Sadhana Chadushtaya Sambannadikarinam. Please chant along with me. Sadhana Chadushtaya Sambannadikarinam. Moksha Sadhana Bhudam. Tattva Vivega Prakaram Vakshyama. Okay. So now it's clear. We all have the qualification? Yes or no? Qualification to study or not? Why you all are confused? I think see the online people, they cleverly go turn off their video, except 2 or 3. Everyone turns off their video. So, but otherwise, the offline they are sitting in front of me. So, are you having any doubt whether you are the adhikari or not? Any doubt? Yes or no? Yes or no? You all have the adhikaratvam. That is why you are here. Come on. Now let us see. You need to go in deep. So here they say you need to have 4-fold qualifications. For what? To inquire into the reality, meaning of your life. To know about yourself, you need to have 4-fold qualification. I think those who are there from Gita classes, they all know about 4 Ds. What are those 4 Ds? No, not devotion. Discipline, yes. 4D, maybe in Sanskritam, I hope you all know. But English, 4D, we usually use the 4D. 4D, this is not the 3D, it's a 4 dimension. Discipline, discrimination, desire, dispassion. Oh, good. Yeah. So, 4 Ds. But it is coming in the next. Sadhana Chadushtaya Sambannadikarinam Moksha Sadhana Bhudam. Moksham is the ultimate purpose. Knowing yourself is moksha. That only free you from the limitations of the world. So for getting moksham, you need 4-fold qualification. Right? So that means if you have those 4-fold qualification, you are achieving the goal, so called as the liberation. Also, you will inquire into yourself the mode of reality that you are. Right? Then what we need? Vakshayama. So we will expound that. We will find out. So the summary, first slokam is basically the Benedictory verse. Bhagavan Krishna in the form of knowledge appearing through Tatwabodham for all the mumukshus to get uplifted, to elevated in life, what is that upliftment? To know about yourself, that is the ultimate God. And now in the first verse, Bhagavan says, Bhagavad Padar says that what? You need to have fourfold qualifications. So let us see what are those fourfold qualifications. Now let me also tell you one thing before I jump into the qualification. We all have got the power of discrimination. You agree with me? Even not only human beings, even a cow. Last time I was saying that if you try to give a plastic bottle to cow to eat, cow will not eat. And if I give you some rotten food, will you be able to identify? Tell me.
Yes.
Yes. You are able to know what is good, what is bad, at least from a objective plane, from an objective plane. You know what I want, what I don't want in life. What is good for me, what is not good for me. The same faculty, so called as the power of discrimination, to know what is good, what is bad, what is better for me, what is beneficial for me, etc. The same faculty, you need to use it for one thing. What is that one thing? To know that what is permanent in this world and what is not permanent in this world. Vicharena nivartadu. Let me ask a simple question. Our problems in life are due to dash. Our problems in life are due to dash. I am asking you all to fill those. Problems in life are due to dash. Desires, okay? Ignorance. Ajnana or ignorance is same. Then expectations that you have. No. Attachment. That's all. The list is over.
Ego.
Ego. See, our problem is all these. I agree. You all are right. Maybe if you wait for another 5 minutes, we'll get another list of 20 names. No, that's not an issue. See, our problem is basically our coordinates. Our coordinates. I will tell you, you might have seen in the olden days, these kids used to do this. In Kerala, typically, I have used it. You know, we call it as the small vellaka, right? So you do like this. And you are doing like this, and where is the force? From where you have the control? At this part, and it is rotating, right? If you just leave, what happens? Will it come back to the center? It goes away. This is the problem, because we have positioned ourselves at a different coordinate. Our coordinate meaning we are positioned ourselves at the plane of world, plane of objects. That is where we do something and we expect. We do a transaction. I need to get the return from you. Or I do some work. I need to get more money. Or I do punyam to somebody and you expect something back. I helped this person during that time, and see, when I got into a problem, he did not help me. These all are common expectations from all of us, right? Isn't it so? Only expectation that we will not have is basically when we help somebody in an accident, we will not expect that, right? Because do we expect that I should get an accident like this person? Only that is where you will not have such expectation. Otherwise, whatever you do, even a smile, I'm telling about myself. Even you have to do a smile at somebody, you will think, you will outweigh it. Should I smile or not? Isn't it so? So our problems in world is due to the incorrect understanding. What we do is basically the incorrect thinking or incomplete thinking. In the Vedantic terms, this is called as agrahanam and anyadagrahanam. Hold on. What are we trying to do? We are trying to know about ourselves, about our true nature. The 5 benefits we mentioned, what those benefits are saying, don't depend on the external world and all, because you need to find your balance, inner balance. You need to find your own source of happiness, and you are potentially that, right? And you need to have cushion to absorb all the shocks coming from the world. So now we all are positioned at the worldly plane. It is basically the wrong thinking or incomplete thinking or incorrect way of thinking. We are in the business of doing and getting, doing and getting, doing and getting. We are in the business of becoming that, becoming that, becoming that. We are not in the business of being and doing for the sake of doing for the sake of transactions. No, we are not. That is why it's agrahanam, anyadagrahanam. You wrongly identify yourself that I am this body, I am this, I am so and so, I am so and so, I should be respected. This is called as anyadagrahanam. Agrahanam is what you are not knowing about yourself. You are thinking that you are a mere body and so on. So these are the 2 problems of our miseries in life. So how to overcome this? Now let me bring a practical flavor here. We all know these things. Jivan, our own existence. Jagad, whatever you can see around you. This is also Jagad, whatever you see. I am the Jivan. Maybe you take it as a body, this enclosure. Jivan, Jagat. And there is a profound element, 3rd element called as the Ishwaran that connects. You all agree to that or not? Because you may ask, where is that Ishwaran, where I can find, etc. But lot of confusions are there. But you all agree that there are universal laws. Even inside our body, there is something, beyond your control. Are you trying to do something for breathing? Tell me. How many times you breathe daily? Any idea? No, I also don't. So, what should be your heart rate? Around 70, 72. Are we doing something to maintain that heart rate? Or are we doing something to ensure that the oxygen is supplied everywhere uniformly? Because in office you say, distribute it uniformly, do the coding properly, or ensure that the testing is done properly before you do the product launch. You have a doubt. But in this case, are you managing anything? So there is an adrishya vastu. Not only inside your body, everywhere. There is a universal law. There is a universal force. So called as the consciousness principle. That is governing everything. But you are not able to see. Problem is that. With the objects, you cannot see the subject. This is the only issue. Doesn't mean that subject is not existing. Maybe I will use a Laugika example. You have these products, fan, light, etc. What is that invisible force that is acting for them to work? Can you see the electricity? But can you see the electricity? Electricity can be seen in the form of appliances. The manifestations you can appreciate, but you cannot see the subject. It doesn't mean that there is no subject, right? So there is no meaning for the fan if there is no power, there is no electricity. Isn't it so? So similarly, Ishwaran is the force. And our Shastram says that you are that Tatwamasi, that thou art. But our problem is basically we already have drifted. We are in the worldly plane. So we need to bring it back. So mental purification, doing the Nirandara Sravanam, Mananam, Dhyanam, etc. and ultimately bring that mind slowly and make it realize that I am beyond the mind. Anyo Andara Atma Pranamaya, Anyo Andara Atma Manomaya, Anyo Andara Atma Vijnanamaya. So ultimately mind will understand that I am not the Anandamaya, Vijnanamaya, I am not the Pranamaya, etc. Ultimately I am that. So now sadhana chadushtayam kim. Kim meaning what? This Kim is not that North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. Kim in Sanskritam is what? Kim. What? Sadhana chadushtayam kim. What is this sadhana chadushtayam? Hey, tell me, what is this sadhana chadushtayam? What are those sadhana chadushtayam? Let's see. Nitya vastu vivekaha. Iha mutrartha bhala bhoga viragaha. Shamadhi shatka sambhattihi. Mumukshutvam cheti. So the fourfold qualifications are unveiled here. What is that? What are those? Nitya vastu vivekam. Capacity to discriminate between what is nityam, what is not nityam, what is permanent, what is not permanent. Capacity to clearly distinguish or discriminate between what is permanent, what is not permanent. That is called as discrimination. D. Nitya vastu vivegam is discrimination. Next. Iha mutrartha phala bhoga viragam. So the second term is called as viragam. When you say iha mutrartha phala bhoga viragam, meaning it is maybe in a very straightforward way we can say dispassion towards enjoying the fruits from the world. That is highly misinterpreted also. Dispassion from enjoying the fruits from the world, meaning dispassion about the results or dispassion about the objective happiness from the world. Oh, means you should run away, you all should become sannyasi. I will say it is not like that. We will simplify it. First one is what? Nitya vastu vivegam. Knowing what is permanent, what is not permanent. Let me ask you a simple thing. What is permanent, what is not permanent? Tell me. You see this world is permanent? Maybe I will tell you, during when I was in school, they taught us that there are 9 planets. And in between, some scientists said that one planet is missing. Pluto is not. What is the last one? Pluto is missing from the list. Pluto is not a planet, then it means what? How many planets are there? 8. So whatever we studied is wrong then, right? Does that mean Pluto is not there? And are you sure that there are only 9 planets? Tell me.
Discovered so far.
Discovered so far. And you say Columbus discovered America. Are you sure? And you say Vasco da Gama came to Kerala in 1857.
Europeans.
I also don't. Huh?
Europeans discovered, but before that, Mayans and Aztecs, those guys were there.
So you say that Einstein discovered that G. Is it correct? So was G existing before Einstein? Or Archimedes came up all of a sudden and discovered? So was it not there before?
The existence was there, but not noticed.
Okay, forget about all those things. Now, I know the Hope Farm Circle, it is very congested, 4 roads, right? And now the U is not allowed. After 20 years, if you put me in Hope Farm, maybe some flyovers will come, some underpass will come, will I be able to identify the Hope Farm? The best example is you go Silk Board or you go to Kempegoda Road. I don't know, because I came to Bangalore in 98. At that time, Majestic Bus Stand was totally different. If you put me there, I will be clueless. Meaning what? Things are changing. Though I am saying a bit sarcastically, things are changing, including your body. Mind you. People who were associated with you 30 years back, are those people are there with you? Maybe few are there. Whether all are there? Go back to your school days. All your teachers are alive or not? At some point of time, will I be also the victim of time? I'm not scaring you. You don't feel that, Sunday afternoon, this is a scary exercise. Don't run away. I'm not scaring you. You take a macro-cosmic approach and see, as Bhagavan did in Vishwarupa Darshana. Don't just look at today, tomorrow and day after tomorrow or one day, 1 year back. Go back and see. Everything is changing. So then, what is not changing? You. And the set of universal truths or laws, or you say truth, that is governing the entire Vishwam, the entire universe is also not changing, but the names and forms, the objects are changing. You have to have macrocosmic philosophy here, not a microcosmic here. Microcosmic meaning you all will say that, come on, nothing will happen to Bangalore even if I come after 10 years. Because I am a Bangalorean, I am born and brought up in this city and what.
So the existence of universe is constant.
Existence only is permanent. Isness is the only permanent. Astitvam, that is the only permanent thing. That is the Viveka Buddhi, capacity to discriminate between permanent and impermanent. Glad that today's class is done. This Astitvam, that is what the first. Then, second point, dispassion as you mentioned. Dispassion on the results that you get from the objective world. I will say that is not the right interpretation. Dispassion on the impermanent and passion on the permanent. It is not dispassion and running away. Dispassion on the impermanent and attachment, right? Detachment from the impermanent and attachment to the permanent. That is called as dispassion. Second D. Discrimination, dispassion. Next is the Shamadhi Shatka Sampatti. Shamadhi Shatka Sampatti. Shamadhi Ityadi. The sixfold disciplines that include Shamam, Damam, Uparamam, Tidiksha, Shraddha, Samadhana. The group of six accomplishments, so called as the inner wealth. Discipline. What is this discipline? The six-fold accomplishments that include Shamam, Damam, Uparamam, Shraddha, Tidiksha, Samadhana, etc. You need to have this six accomplishments, so called as discipline. Third D. Discrimination, dispassion, discipline. Fourth, what is this? Mumukshutvam chedi. Correct. Mumukshutvam chedi. Longing for knowing yourself, longing for liberation, or yearning for self-realization, knowing your potential. Is that clear? So what first mantra is basically what? You need to have fourfold qualification. And this verse is asking, what are those fourfold qualifications? Clear? What are those? Discrimination, dispassion, discipline, desire. Mumukshutvam, nityanitya vastu vivegam, vairagyam, shatka sampatti. Now, maybe one more. Next is a very.
These four are collectively called sadhana.
These four are collectively called sadhana chadushtaya sambatti or sadhana chadushtaya. Sadhana chadushtaya. And it is called as sadhana. Meaning daily we have to do, consistent practice we have to do. In that case, nitya nitya vastu viveka kaha. Nitya vastvegam brahma. Tat vyadiriktam sarvamanityam. Ayameva nitya nitya vastu vivekaha. So the question is, what is that nitya nitya vastu viveka? Because the four terms are terms are introduced in the last. And now the question is, can you elaborate more on that nitya nitya vastu vivekam, so called as the discrimination, right? So nitya nitya vastu vivekam is basically what? Nityam. It is defining about the nityam. Nityam is the Brahman. Nityam is the universal consciousness. Nityam is the existence, consciousness, bliss principle. And where is that Nityam? Inside us, we are that. We are that. Because you cannot deny that, right? I am asking you to close your eyes. All close your eyes. Close your eyes, please. If I get up and go, can you realize that I am going? Now I change my position. Can you realize that without opening eyes? But without you looking anywhere, without you going and looking at a mirror, do you feel that you exist or not? You don't need a mirror, right? You don't need to open your eyes to see whether you exist or not. You are the existence. You are that eternal principle. Everything else is ephemeral. You are eternal.
When you say you, it means consciousness, our consciousness.
Huh? You are that because that is the force which is enabling you to exist. And you are that. And your reality alone is eternal. Because if I go up, I go away, and you don't need any upadhi to feel your existence. What is happening in the deep sleep? Even if a newborn is associated with the mother, and mother, after some time, mother will sleep. The newborn will also sleep. But in the Jagad, when the newborn is opening the eyes and looking, that baby cannot accommodate or afford to have mother not with him or her. Am I right? And vice versa. Mother will also feel restless. What we will be doing, right? But in the deep sleep, what is happening? Whether the mother is aware, whether the baby is aware. Forget about baby, mother and all. Let's not complicate it. In your deep sleep, where is your mind? Where is your body? Where is your bank balance? Where is your job? Where is your bankruptcy? Where is your mind? Where is your legs? Even if you have an affliction, you don't have anything there in the deep sleep. So-called upadhis, the mind, skills, intellect, mind, body, whatever is it, your relationships, your possessions, without any of those, you are with that. And when you wake up, is there any doubt or you forget everything in this life? You proudly says, I had a very good sleep. Paramanandam, it was really good. So then, who are you? You are the Nityam. And everything else is Anityam. Knowing this is the Viveka Buddhi. That is what the slogam says. We will submit this humble knowledge or the attributes that we discussed today at the lotus feet of Bhagavan Krishna. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina, Sarve Sandhu Niramaya, Sarve Bhadrani Vashantu Ma Kaschit Dukkha Bhakmavet. Om Kayena Vacha Manasendriyarva Buddhyatmana Va Prakrute Swabhavat Karomi Yatyat Sakalam Parasmai Narayanayi Samarpayami Sarvam Narayanayi Samarpayami. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.